Hello, hello. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Ah, it is Friday. We made it to Friday. ah, it's been it's been an interesting week for me. Like out of the blue, I have no idea how it happened or what's the cause or anything like that. My ankle, like my left ankle started to hurt me and like there was this gradual pain and it's like okay, maybe I did something or it was just one of those things. And so I felt that on Sunday, and by Tuesday, Wednesday, like I couldn't walk. Like I legit could not walk on my feet. I was just like hopping around trying to stabilize my feet. Like I don't know what happened. So I went to the doctor yesterday to get an x-ray done to kind of like check it and do some tests to see what caused it. Everything came back normal. Like yeah, so I had like a weird thing happening with me over the last couple of days. So it's been a week. It's been a week for me. It's mostly spent that week trying to figure out the mystery with my leg, and of course trying to work as well. So it was a bit challenging, I must say, but we made it to the weekend. Thankfully, there's serious wrong with nothing seriously wrong with my feet. My ankle is much better now. I can walk on it, so that's 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 something for me to celebrate. So I just want to say thank you very much for joining this live. If you're watching this on the replay or you're watching me live, ensure that you save and share this conversation. I'm talking about getting dressed as an act of self love. I think sometimes, or at least from what I've experienced with working with different clients, it's like most of my clients will come back with the same feedback. When we're going through that assessment, it's like, what is happening? Why do you want to work on your style? And most persons will say, oh, I don't feel great in the things that I wear. Right. And for me, it's like, how, if you don't feel great in the things that you wear, how can we change that? How can we change it to get you to wearing clothes that you absolutely love? So that's what I wanted to talk about today, because I think it's so important that we start pouring into ourselves. We start looking at what are some areas in our lives that we can change that we're not comfortable or happy with, and what are some of the things that we can do. And as an image coach and a personal stylist, I know for me, getting up and get dressed every single day has done the world for not only my confidence but how I feel about myself. A lot of you may have known or heard me talk about and shared my story before, where I said that I was in such a deep state of depression that I didn't feel good about myself, right? I had no purpose. I felt like I lost my identity. I felt like, like, to put it mildly, like, what is life? Right? That's how I felt. And I made a decision, I made a decision to not stay in that funk, to get up every single day and try to do something for me that will help me move forward. As much as there were other things not in my control, that there were things happening in my life that I was not in control of, and I was kind of like focusing on those instead of focusing on the things that I can control and what is it that I can do. And what I found is that me getting up every day and taking a moment for myself, where not only am I highlighting the things that I'm grateful for, but taking that time where I would spend get deciding, how I feel and what do I want to wear, and putting together those outfits to help me either enhance my mood or really illustrate how I want it to feel, right? That has helped me tremendously, because that process of getting dressed, me looking at myself in the mirror, me looking and reaffirming to myself the way I wanted to feel, what my goals were, how was I going to get to those goals, really helped in the mental headspace that I'm in right now, right? And being able to get me to the position where I can come on these calls and I can talk. Whereas before, I wasn't feeling great about myself, so I couldn't do this, right? I didn't do a lot of these live events because I wasn't feeling great about myself. And ultimately, once I start dressing for me, right? Dressing how I wanted to feel, dressing for how I wanted to show up psychologically, that changed the way I felt about myself. It changed the way I approach my goals, right? And this is why the psychology of style for me is like so interesting. I knew on a small level, I knew about the psychology of style. There were certain things that I talked about that was in alignment with that. Not that I'm doing a lot more research on it because I think it's such an important um, aspect to really helping you to dress and show up as your best. So I'm making that a part of my personal development where I'm learning about that. Because what I've learned is that the psychology of style and the psychology of getting dressed is tied and linked to so many aspects of our lives, right? From how confident we feel to the job that we get to how we speak to how we walk and act and how of course people perceive us. So it's been like an interesting my mind is blown like every single time I discovered something new about something new about looking at the psychological effect of what getting dressed means and how important it is to get dressed and to show up for yourself, right? I think oftentimes, because of the stories that we've been told about getting dressed, we tend to not show up for ourselves, right? We tend to not um, tap into that way that we want to feel, right? So I wanted to ask today, before I get into the whole, the deep conversation of it, where I said that getting dressed is an act of love. Let me know in the comments, do you agree that getting dressed is an act of self-love? Let me know in the comments, do you agree with that statement? Because personally speaking, it is. Okay, it is. And I'm going to go in a little deeper into why I think getting dressed is an act of self-love, and what are some of the things that's stopping you from actually doing it that you may not realize, or that you've realized but don't know how to go about changing it. So I'm going to address that as well. Also, let me know, because this is something I think I asked this question, quite a few times, like on a scale of 1 to 10, how do you feel in your clothes? Now that we're talking about getting dressed as an act of love and an act of self-care, on a scale of 1 to 10, how do you feel in the clothes that you're wearing right now? Let me know in the comments. If you're watching this live or you're watching this replay, let me know in the comments, on a scale to 1 to 10, how do you feel in the clothes that you're wearing right now? If you're saying to me that I'm on between a 1 and a 3, in that I don't feel as confident in my clothes, or maybe you're a 10, maybe you've put on and you're wearing clothes that absolutely helps you to feel the confident, and you feel great about yourself, and you're showing up about yourself. You're showing up for yourself. No, that is wonderful. Round of applause for doing that. For wearing clothes that really make you feel great about yourself. But if you are saying to me that the clothes that you're currently wearing, you don't feel like a 10 in it, let's talk about that, right? Like, why are you not feeling great in the clothes that you're wearing? What is it about that particular outfit that you're wearing right now that's not allowing you to feel great about yourself? Is it a case where it's too tight? Is it a case where it it's not the way you would like to show up, right? So you may have in your mind where you want to be a little bit more polished, you want to be a little bit more professional, but the clothes that you're wearing right now isn't conveying that message. So let me know in the chat as well, is what you're wearing in alignment with how you want to feel and the message that you want to convey, not only to your audience but also to yourself, right? Because we're talking about, I'm talking about getting dressed as an act of love for you. This is not necessarily about the message that you're projecting. It has to do more with the message you are sending to yourself, right? Now let's talk about, how do you want to feel? So we know that on a scale of 1 to 10, you're not feeling so great about the clothes that you're wearing. You're not feeling confident. You're not feeling put together in that clothes. How do you want to feel? Let's identify, how do you want to feel, not just today, but going forward in the clothes that you wear. Let me know in the chat as well. Again, how do you want to feel? Because once you have identified how you want to feel, it's a simple matter of wearing clothes and identifying clothes that make you feel that way every single day. Now, I remember asking this question on a post that I did about how you feel in your clothes, and someone responded that when and I'm paraphrasing that, whenever I want to feel bold and confident, I will wear colors. And I'm like, why don't you want to feel like that every single day? Like, why don't you want to feel confident in yourself? Why don't you want to feel bold? Why don't you want to feel self-assured? And why don't you want to have that feeling every single day, right? And you've identified, what is it? What are some of the colors? What are some of the prints? What are some of the outfit that makes you feel that way? You've identified. So if you've done the work like that, you've done that. So why not dress that way every single day? Now, a lot of you may be saying that, okay, life get in the way. You get up one morning and everything is so busy and hectic that you're not tapping in. You didn't get a chance to tap into how you want to feel and to put on clothes that makes you feel great. Here's my question for you. On those days that life is hectic and things are not necessarily going according to plan, whenever you are not dressed in clothes that help you boost your mood, help you build your confidence, how does your day go? Is it productive? Do you get a lot of things done? Do you feel like whenever you get on a call with a client, or you get on, you're doing your job search, do you feel confident? Do you feel like, okay, I am showing up as my best self today, right? And that's the idea behind getting dressed for yourself. Regardless of what's happening in your life, getting dressed for yourself allows you to show up in the different spaces that you're in as your most confident self. You guys may have heard me talk about this before. I say it a lot. Getting dressed isn't about impressing anyone. It's about influencing people so that you can get the life that you want. Influencing, whenever I talk about people, that includes yourself, right? Because you have to then influence yourself, as in send that message to yourself as to how you want to show up. Like, how do you want to feel? Do you want to, shoulders back, and you want to feel confident and powerful? That is what it's about, right? So you have to identify whether or not the clothes you are wearing are allowing you to show up that way. And if the clothes that you're not wearing is allowing you to feel great about yourself, then obviously there's something that you need to do about that, right? Because think about it. If you're constantly wearing clothes that don't make you feel great about yourself, or clothes that's not allowing you to switch that, if you're an introvert like me, where you can switch on and become a confident person, people may assume that you're an extrovert, right? Because you feel great about yourself. You're not worried about your image and the message that it's sending, whether or not it's sending the right message. You know that what you're wearing right now, you feel great in it. I'm trying to think of this one time when I wore something on. I was on a call. Yeah, I was on a Zoom call, and that day I decided not to wear makeup. No, I am not, I'm not your big. I'm not gonna put on like makeup, which is like heavy makeup, but I like the look and feel of me wearing makeup. I like how I look in video. I like how I look when I take pictures, right? When I'm wearing makeup. And that particular day, I didn't wear any makeup. I was like, oh, it's just this one call at 3 o'clock. It's not a big deal. So I'm not going to wear makeup. And I kid you not, I was on that call looking at myself going, like, if I had the opportunity to say, okay, guys, can we like put a pin in this so I can put some just foundation just to remove my dark spots and kind of like highlight my face and really feel good about myself, I would have done it. And in that moment, I regretted not showing up as myself. I regretted not showing up and wearing the things that made me feel comfortable. Now, me wearing makeup isn't because I'm insecure or because I don't like my skin or because no, it has nothing to do with that. It just gives me a feeling of where I feel put together. That's something that I like. That may not be something that you like, and that is fine, right? You have to tap into what is it you like and constantly wear that every single day. Because the moment that you don't, that's the moment that you may not feel confident about yourself. That's the moment that you want to have that extra um like the extra feeling of like your superpower, that extra feeling of having an your clothes or your appearance or whatever it is as your armor, where it's like, I don't really feel great about myself today, but I look great and I'm going to show up here as confident as myself. Don't know why I'm doing the head thing, but you guys get it. But that's it, right? You want to wear clothes that really makes you feel confident about yourself. And you want to wear clothes that evokes that it's like dopamine rush that you get whenever you know that you're dressing well, whenever you know that you're showing up as your confident self, because you look good, you feel good, then you started to act in a way that builds your business, that builds your career, that changes how you show up in the different spaces that you are. So what are some of the reasons why? And this one here, this is where we're going into this whole conversation now. What are some of the reasons why? Let me know in the chat. What are some of the reasons why you don't get dressed? Like, what are some of the reasons you will get up and you will put on whatever and you will just go out the house? Let me know in the chat. Every time I ask this question, like, what are some of the reasons why you don't get dressed? I ask my clients that question. We're going through that consultation process. Like, what are some of the reasons? Like, outside of life happening, because there may be one day, like I said, like I was sharing a story earlier, where I got up and I was in so much pain that I couldn't walk. That day is like, okay, I can't do my hair, I can't do my makeup, I can't do anything like that. I'm not showing up on live or anything like that because I'm in pain. But that didn't mean that I was going to just stay in my pajamas all day, right? I just kind of like put on comfortable clothes, but I didn't do too much for my appearance, right? So that's life getting in the way. That's something happening. But what I found in working with my clients is that there are a couple of reasons why you you may not be getting dressed. You may not be wearing clothes that absolutely, and I'm going to keep saying that because it's about wearing clothes that help you, right? It's about wearing clothes that makes you feel confident and makes you feel great about yourself. Because when we talk about self-care, it's oftentimes that we think, okay, we're treating ourselves. So we're going to go to the spa, and maybe that's once every 6 months or once every quarter or whatever it is. We're going to go get manis and pedis, or maybe we go get our hair done, or maybe I'm going to treat myself to an outfit, right? And we look at self-care as these moment in time of things that we will do every now and then. Whereas self-care, it's about showing yourself the love and performing acts of love for yourself on a daily basis. Let me say that again. Self-care is about doing things, showing yourself love, acts of love on a daily basis. And the easiest way for you to practice it without taking up extra time, because to get your hair done, your nail done, you have to make an appointment, you have to allot an hour or more to get that done. This is why I am saying getting dressed is a form of self-care, because it does not take a lot of time. 10-15 minutes the max, right? It's not, you're not trying to get dressed for a black tie event. You're getting dressed to wear things, you're pulling things from your closet that really make you feel good about yourself. And you should wear things that make you feel good about yourself every single day. So yes, let's get back to what are some of the reasons why you are not getting dressed. Reason number one, this is like a big one I've heard: avoiding attention. It's like, if I, like, do a little bit of extra or wear anything differently, people are going to take notice, and I don't want the comments, and I don't want the like, oh wow, is it your birthday today? It's like, you don't want to get these feedback. You don't want people to comment on your look. Let me know in the chat again. Is that a reason why you don't get dressed? Because you don't want people commenting on your appearance or paying too much attention to what you wear? If that is your reason, it's tied into you being solely concerned about other people's opinion of what you wear. Whenever you get dressed, yes, it's twofold. It's one, the message that you want to send to yourself, how you want to feel, how you want to show up. And then, of course, how people perceived you. How people perceived you is tied into how you want them to perceive you, right? So you are in control of your narrative. So if someone looks at you and go, oh, you shouldn't be wearing that, that's a little bit too much for work, or that's a little bit too much to just pick up the kids, or that's a little bit, it's like, okay, the message that I want to send to myself is, I'm confident, I am put together, and I feel great. That's my message. If that person is taking that to mean that you are showing off or you are doing too much, then that's not your audience, right? Everybody's not going to like what you wear. There are persons, because of their style story, because of what they've been taught about getting dressed and the appropriateness of what to wear in certain environments and how to dress, they're going to pass judgment. It's what's going to happen. It's just part of life. People are going to pass judgment on what you wear, right? They're going to, and most of that judgment is based on their belief. Style is about showing your individual personalities, is showing up as yourself. So there may be something that I like. For instance, I like to layer whenever I'm wearing a scarf, I like to have some form of necklace with it. There's some scarves I may not do it. Sometimes I may not. I may do it. Sometimes I may not. But I like this particular look. You may not like this look. You may be, oh, that's a little bit too much. That's okay. But that does not mean that I have to change my style because you don't like it. Right? I know the message that I want to send, not only to myself, but also my audience as well. It's being attainable, polished, but have a little bit of creativity and flair. If it's something that you like, and I'm speaking to you based on how my style is, and it's, it's speaking your language, then of course you're going to be like, oh yes, I need to try that as well, right? So getting over the mindset or that of what people will say about your style is a big thing, something that you need to get over. Because getting dressed, it's about you first, and then you decide what your message is. And understanding that some people will tap into that message, they will relate to that message, and then there are others who will not. So whatever you were told in the past, or you were told last week or the week before as, oh, don't wear that. Oh, you don't need that. Oh, you don't need that. But you and yourself know that, okay, a little bit of makeup will make me feel great. Putting on a bold lip will make me feel great. Dressing this way will make me feel great. Then do it for yourself. Okay, do it for yourself. The second reason that you may not be getting dressed is your money mindset when it comes to clothing, when it comes to spending monies on yourself and taking care of yourself. Growing up in my household, because I didn't grow up with money, I didn't grow up with the luxury of saying, oh, I want a new outfit and being able to get that. Money conversations didn't really happen in my household. Money conversations around the importance of investing in your appearance and what it means to always look good and feel good about yourself wasn't conversations that were happening in my home. But it's things that I had to learn for myself, like understanding that me investing in myself is a good thing. Me investing in the way that I want to show up is a good thing. Me spending money on clothing is a good thing, because most of the times when we talk about in most households, when we talk about getting dressed and we talk about spending monies on clothing, that's never a part of the conversation, right? No one ever goes in the home. It's like, okay, we need food, we need shelter, we need medical care, we need furniture, we need this. Like, those are all the things that will be listed. Very seldom you hear, okay, we need clothing. Even though man's necessity of food, clothing, and shelter, it's like right there that clothing is a part of the necessary piece of living, of showing up in life, but yet we don't focus on it, yet we don't invest in it. And that's because of the conversations that may have happened in your household or maybe happening around you. It's like, why am I going to spend that $20 on getting that shirt when I can actually like save the $20 and do something else in the home, buy something else for someone else? But think about it this way. What are your goals? Are you changing careers? Are you starting or building your business? Are you rebranding your business? Are you seeking a promotion? Like, what are some of the things that you want to do in life? Because once you would have identified what are some of the things that you want to do in life, you will realize that now you have to invest in it. Investing in the different aspect of it, whether or not it's building a website, whether or not it is, getting a business coach. The other aspect of it is investing in your image. That simply means wearing clothes that project where you are and where you want to go. Right? So think about that. Whenever you have that mindset of, okay, I can't spend $50 on a shirt, like that's too much. Like, that's too much. Think about the investment that you just made and the return on that investment. If you're buying quality pieces, and you should always buy quality pieces, because once you have a limited budget and you make purchase quality, even if you don't have a limited budget, quality pieces are important, because you don't just have them for today, you have them for an extended period of time. I'm going to give you an example. This shirt that I'm wearing, I've had this shirt for at least 5 years. This was one of the purchases that I made when I was kind of like shifting my style, working in corporate, and I wanted, just a little bit more relaxed look. I got this shirt from Banana Republic. As I said, over 5 years now. It's been more than 5 years, actually, when I come to think about it. I don't remember how much I spent, but because I know myself, I know it wasn't more than $50, because I'm one of those persons who are going to buy quality pieces, But at the same time, because I monitor how the brands do their sales, and I monitor what are some of the things that, like what's happening, I can get my quality pieces based on my budget, how much I want to spend. But that is what it is when it comes to reimagining how you can spend your dollars on clothing, right? It's not about, oh, I'm wasting $50 on clothing. It's like, no, I am purchasing an investment piece. So now I can come on live and do this conversation. I can wear the same shirt to go to a networking event. I can wear the same shirt if I was doing a business interview. Whatever goals that I have, I can wear this shirt to show up for myself, right? So your mindset around monies and how you spend it on yourself, it's something that you need to change. And it is one of the reasons, that one of the things that's stopping you from really dressing your best and really showing up as yourself. So if you're one of those persons where, it's important to sit down and look at your finances and see, what you have, what is it you need to do, what are your expenses, what are your income, and then trying to figure out, okay, what are some of my personal development, um, some personal development things that I need for myself. Okay, maybe you need to invest, you want to do a little bit more reading. It's like, okay, I need to buy books. How many books do I need? Am I going to read in a year or in a month? And how much money do I have to spend on that? Okay, I need to wear clothes that is in alignment, that makes me feel great. Like the clothes that I currently have in my closet don't fit. I don't feel confident wearing it. So I need to invest in my wardrobe. What type of wardrobe am I building? Which part of my lifestyle am I going to start with first? Am I starting with my professional lifestyle or my casual lifestyle? Determine those aspects of your life, and then okay, where do I put my monies in, and how much money am I putting into my appearance and buying things that supports me. The other reason why you may not be getting dressed and why you need to stop, so that you can start practicing that level of self-care and just showing yourself that act of love, as I said, is your body confidence issues. I know right now a lot of you may have been experiencing a change in your body. You have spent the entire 2020 being at home, not being able to do the things that you were accustomed to, not being active, not being able to go out. So you may be feeling as though, one, you may have gained a little bit of weight, and two, you may feel a little bit insecure about the body that you're in currently, right? Here's my thing. We are getting back to some level of normalcy. So that means that some of the activities that you were doing before, you may have an opportunity to do those again, right? But before you can get to doing the activities, and I know we tend to think that we need to have the perfect body to be able to dress a particular way. It's like, okay, I gained some weight. I don't feel great with the things that I currently have in my closet. Like I knew before I gained the weight that nothing in my closet really highlighted or spoke to who I am. So I know I need to change that. But while I'm working through this body issue thing, I'm going to hold off on getting dressed. Here's my advice to you. Dress the body that you are in currently. There is no reason why you should dress in clothing to hide yourself, right? Because that's something that we do when we're not feeling secure about our bodies. We tend to think, okay, if I wear big clothing, that will make it better. But if you take a moment and look at yourself in the mirror and you don't feel great in what you're wearing, that means you're doing yourself a disservice. That means you are not pouring in the love into yourself that you need. Also, when body issues, in that, again, going back to people's opinion, like you may feel great in your body, you may love the little bit of love that you've been able to gain, and you love the body in you, but then the people around you, like, oh, you gain some weight, oh, you look this way, and their opinion of and bringing that level of negativity may make you feel self-conscious about your body. Let that go. Let that go. Think about how do you want to feel, because this is about loving yourself, showing yourself that on a daily basis you have decided and determined this is how you want to feel, and you have decided and determined this is how you are going to feel. So those negative comments about your body that you have about yourself and people have towards you, time to let them go. Okay? If you don't feel happy and confident in the body that you're in, and you know for yourself, okay, I need to do some work, do it for you. But don't get into the habit of wearing clothes that are too big, that are too ill-fitting, that doesn't bring you joy. Because when you wear clothing that don't make you feel great about yourself, you're going to project that in other areas of your life. You're going to show up not as strong and as confident and as powerful as you would like in your business or your career. So start looking at getting dressed, as I said, as a way of loving yourself, as a way to pouring into yourself every single day. And you cannot tell me that you want to feel great, but yet you're wearing things that don't make you feel great about yourself, that you have things in your closet that don't make you feel great about yourself, right? You've identified that you don't feel great, and you've identified that clothing in your closet is one of the reasons why you don't feel great. So just to go over that again, those reasons as to why you're not getting dressed are, you're thinking, you're trying to avoid people's attention, comments on on the way you look. You are buying into other people's opinion as to what you should wear and how you should show up. You think that pouring into yourself, spending on yourself, it's a waste of time, and you're also battling your body issues. There are other things that you may be going through right now. If you want to share them in the chat, definitely go ahead and do that, and we can talk about it. Because that act of love that we're talking about, ensuring that we show up every single day as ourselves, start with letting go of all the things that stop us from doing so. So what can you do to help you? So now we've identified the problems, right? It's not about identifying. I'm never about identifying the problems and not giving you solutions. So we have identified what some of the problems are, right? What are some of the problems? Because you probably have in your closet clothes that you absolutely hate. That clothes that don't make you feel great about yourself. That when you look at your clothes, you go, I really need to update my closet because I hate that dress. Or that dress remind me of a time in my life when I was doing X, Y, and Z. Or that dress reminded me of something, or just nothing positive, right? If you have things in your closet that's a constant negative reminder, it is time for you to remove those pieces. We're talking about love. Do you express love through hate, or do you express love through love? Let's use that when it comes to the things that you have in your closet. If you love yourself, if you care about yourself, if you understand you need to be your best self, then don't hold on to anything in your closet that does not support or isn't in alignment with you being your best self. Right? So that is thing to do number one. Remove clothing that you hate, that is not in alignment with who you are, that don't fit, that don't make you feel great about yourself. Number two is, in order to step out of your style rut, because you're like, okay, I hate all the clothes, which, as I said, we should get rid of those. And then you're like, okay, I'm tired of wearing the same thing over and over. I'm tired. Like, I have so many things in my closet. I wish I knew how to create more outfits. I wish I knew how to mix and match. And, you go through the list of wishes. Here's my thing. In order to get out of that style rut, step out of your comfort zone. If you have identified that the clothes that you're wearing don't make you feel great about yourself, if you have identified that you want to try new things, but you're holding back because we go back to that, those reasons why you're not getting dressed, whereas like people's opinion, and they may look at you and say you're trying too much if you decided to not wear that black on black outfit ever again, and you decided to embrace bold colors, prints, and patterns that someone may say to you, oh, you're trying too much. How about people saying to you, oh my gosh, you look great? How about you start thinking about the compliments you'll get? How about you start thinking about how you will feel about yourself and what that means when you show up in the different spaces and in your relationship, right? So getting out of that style world, getting out of that zone that you're in, that you're not feeling great about yourself, it's about stepping out of your comfort zone. If you do the same thing, what's that saying? If you do the same thing the same way all the time, you'll get the same result. If that's a result that you want, then of course, go for it. But if that's not the result that you want, then obviously you need to make a change. When it comes to style, one way of changing and getting out of that funk is to step out of your comfort zone. Identify 2 or 3 things that you've always wanted to try, but you've held back on trying it because, again, you don't want people to say you're trying too much. Someone told you that wouldn't suit your body type or your shape or whatever it is. Go back to those 3 things that you want to try and try them today. Try them today, try them tomorrow, the day after, and keep adding things that you want to try. And pay attention to how you feel about yourself. Because when you tap into how you want to feel about yourself and how you are feeling, you'll be amazed to know that how you are feeling is in alignment with how people perceive you. Okay? So that is reason number 2. Reason number 3, something else that you need to do is to get dressed in front of your mirror. If you are one of those women who only look in your mirror when you done dressing, when you're trying to figure out if your eyelashes is in line, or no, you need to get dressed in front of your mirror. Get yourself a full length mirror, pick your outfit, and get dressed in front of it. See how your clothing is falling on you. See how you feel in it. See how it moves. Because once you can see it as you go through the process of getting dressed, you know exactly how you feel in that moment. And you know exactly how to recreate that feeling. Right? If you're doing a half tuck of your shirt and you put that in there and you look at yourself like, oh my gosh, I look fantastic. Oh my gosh, I feel great. That is something that you should keep doing when it comes to styling, a style technique that you should adopt all the time. So get dressed in front of your mirror. If you don't have a full length mirror, get yourself one. It's not that expensive to get a full length mirror and ensure that you're getting dressed every single day. Right? It's all about loving yourself and loving your body, which brings me to writing yourself a love letter. Writing your body a love letter. Most women are not getting dressed because they're in this constant state of, I don't love my body. And people telling you something negatively about your body. Here's my thing to you. Here's my challenge to you. Grab pen and paper. Go in front of your mirror. Stand in your birthday suit. Make a list of all the things you like about yourself, your body. No judgment. This is not about trying to make a list of all the things that you hate. We're not repeating those negative things. We are looking for things and identifying things that we love about ourselves. And I can guarantee you, you can find more than 10 things you love about your body. You can find more than 10 things you love about yourself. And when you make a list of those 10 things, go into your closet and identify what are some of the pieces in your closet that will help you to show more love to it. If you looked at your shoulders and your arms and you're like, oh my gosh, I love my shoulders and my arms. Are there pieces in your closet that help you highlight your shoulders and help you highlight your arms? If there are no pieces in your closet like that, then of course, this is where you need to do some research and see what brands out there that is in alignment with, that have the pieces that you want. How much it costs? Does it fit in your budget? When can you buy it? It's not about buying it right away. You may have to budget and spend some time on it, right? So identify and write that letter to yourself and to your body as to what are those things that you love about it, and what are some of the clothing that you can wear to highlight and express more of you. Because we're talking about pouring more love into you, ensuring that every single day you are wearing pieces that make you feel great about yourself. If you're not wearing clothes that makes you feel great about yourself, you're doing yourself a disservice. You're doing yourself an injustice if you're doing that 1 or 2 times a day. Do you realize how much you are impacting your life? How much you are stopping yourself from achieving the things that you want? Right? So get into the habit of dressing for yourself. Get into the habit of practicing getting dressed as self-care. If you've been doing like getting dressed, there's 7 days in the week and you've been getting dressed for maybe 3 days, let's take that up to 4 days, and then take it up to 5 days the week after, and then take it and every single day to get dressed. And getting dressed, I think I need to make this point as well, in that getting dressed does not mean you have to dress to the nine, draped in designer clothing, draped in expensive clothing, and look the same way every single day. No, getting dressed, it's about pouring that love into yourself, identifying how you want to feel. How do I want to feel today? Okay, I want to be comfortable. I still want to be put together just in case I have to hop on a Zoom call, just in case I have to go pick up the kids, just in case I have to do that and I don't have to spend that extra time doing that. Then get dressed for that, right? But get dressed every single day, bearing in mind that you are showing love to yourself. Self-care and self-love should not be a special occasion thing that you do, but it should be something that you practice every single day. And your clothes is a tool to help you do that. Okay, so thank you very much for joining today. If you're watching the replay, go over the different questions that I asked and drop those in the comments, and let's talk about it. As well as if you are in that space where you're like, okay, what is my biggest challenge right now with my closet and the clothes that I have? And you've identified that you need help, that you're not dressing your best, that you don't feel confident in the clothes that you have, that you're going on a different path, a different journey, and you need help. Don't be afraid to ask for help. That is what I'm here for. That is what, we're all here to help each other, right? But more specifically, I'm here to help you wear more of the clothes that you love, wear more of the clothes that help you to feel confident about yourself. So I'm going to put the link in the comments where you can book a consultation. If you can send me a DM, if you didn't get a chance to see the link, send me a DM and just say, Salida, I need to get my life in order. I need to reclaim my life. I need to dress and show up as my most confident self. So hit that link that I put in the comments. Let's see. I think I can put it on here. Yeah, I can show it here. That's the link to book a consultation if you are ready to work on your style. If you are saying to yourself that you don't feel great in the things that you wear and you are ready to feel confident and bold in your clothing. So that's the link to book a consultation with me. And then, of course, we will decide from there what is your style path. So thanks again for joining me. Have a great, great weekend. Remember to save and share and book a consultation. Take care. Bye.